All right, it's time for Journey's Interactive, and Miss G has joined me again, and we'll get the chance to now go over some of the tweets that have been posted by the celebrities in America.
Exactly, we will do that.
Celebrities for Hillary.
Oh, Charlie.
Right.
Disappointed celebrities. Anyway, so let's get interactive on 0560-800,000 and on Facebook and Twitter. Find us with the name Joy News on TV. If your tabs and phones are ready and a charge, let's get started. All right, so the Electoral Commission has announced the inclusion of presidential candidates of the Progressive People's Party, PPP, National Democratic Party, NDP, and the People's National Convention, PNC, after they were disqualified along with 8 others last month. Dr. Papakwesi Indum, Nana Konedu Ajiman Rawlings, and Dr. Edward Mahama would now contest the December 7 elections together with 4 other parties whose forms were passed by the Commission last October. What do you think about the 7 presidential candidates cleared by the EC? All right, so we're going to go on Facebook straight, and Israel, take it away.
All right, so on Facebook, a few comments have coming. And Annum says, although they've been cleared, but to the new entries, it's a disadvantage since they are yet to outdoor their manifestos. Interestingly, the position of NDC and NDP would definitely confuse many voters. Okay. And Jambedu says, we can now heave a sigh of relief as Dr. Hitler Yarega is finally out of the contest with his innumerable jovial punches and Nana Ado. Kudos to the EC. Democracy has come to stay. Iliasu Tamale says, I hope that recently disqualified aspirants accept the verdict of the EC so we can move on. They should be mindful that we are far behind time. Indeed, a lot of them can best be described as comic relief. John says, I think this should end political parties' conflict with EC and move on as Ghanaians. We need to show the world that Ghana can do better at democracy in Africa and to the world as a whole. Proudly Ghanaian, you hashtagged it. And Elijah says, now the MPP are saying high five is their motto. Give me a high five. All right,
but a lot of people have been asking what happened to Madame Ikwadonko. She wasn't called back?
Yeah, she wasn't good. So she was disqualified. So the EC looked at, they gave them a chance to come for the nomination forms and amend them. And then they got back and the EC says, well, you still amended them, but I still have issues with it, so you're disqualified.
Oh, so no Ayarikov, no Ikwadonko.
No Ikwadonko. But I'm not sure Hassan Yariga is going to give up that easily. I mean, we never know. He
hasn't spoken yet. I'm wondering why he hasn't, but let's see what happens. Okay, so patients are stranded at several hospitals across the country following a strike spearheaded by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association over government's inability to resolve salary concerns. For now, members of the association are attending only to emergency cases at the hospital. Do you think the campaign is taking over this critical issue, leaving many to suffer, or is this just business as usual?
I think Ghanaians are focused on the elections than our health care, leaving these nurses to go on strike and the government ignoring their salary payments. So I think.
So you think it's a campaign which has overshadowed these concerns about health?
I think it's the campaign that's overshadowed everything that's happening around us.
Oh, don't you think it's business as usual?
Well, I don't think so.
What about you, Akoko?
I think it's strictly business. I agree with you. Because, you see, normally corporate groups like this tend to go on strikes when election is approaching. So the election kind of serves as a means for their voice to be heard. So it's a means of them getting what they want. So with them...
But this is not a case where their voices are being heard. Because the campaign is going on. It's as if people are not aware that the strike is on.
Yes, people are not aware. Yes, so people are dying. Okay, so just like I said, even though their voices are not being heard, their campaign, their main goal was to for them to gain people's attention through this coming election, okay? But here's the same case that it serves as a disadvantage to them. Their voices are not being heard.
This is a campaign season and it's constant that anybody that wants power will surely go out there to campaign. But interestingly, the people who you want to vote for you, okay, most of them will be attending those health facilities. So they go there, they don't receive any service because the nurses are on strike. At the end of the day, it's still coming back to hit you. Our president cannot make sure our nurses are being paid well to take care of us. Why should we vote for him? After all, they call us ordinary Ghanaians. We are ordinary. We gave you power to serve us, but you call us ordinary. So they don't really care. What he needs is his power. So he's out there campaigning. Nurses are on strike. So what? He doesn't have money. They should be straightforward with the Ghanaians. The country is broke. Then we all understand. Oh, the country is broke. So there's no money to pay out.
And it was all about the campaign. And the president also came here just yesterday, all about the campaign. And I think the Ghanaian mind is on the campaign because everybody is campaigning about peace, peace, and peace. And should you not get sick and go to a hospital, I don't know, you didn't get your head and nurses are on strike.
All right, Israel, we are back on, and let me throw the question to you first of all. You know, are you also thinking that the government might not be responding because it is business as usual? You know, it's time for elections. Let's go campaign massively and get people voting for us rather than concern ourselves with the situation on the ground.
Well, it's I think it's not just that. It's both of them. I won't just isolate it to be one. I think it has to do with both.
It has to do with both.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure you want to go on Facebook now to read what
You're
people
on Facebook.
are saying.
The problem has been lingering for some time now. The ministry is unperturbed about the likely repercussions of their inaction. Nurses, I can dare say, are the most loyal workers at their place of work. Government must respond as quickly as possible to avert any unrest in the labour front. A good leader speaks the language of its followers. Stop the dead goat syndrome. Schiffman says, I think the campaign has overshadowed these crucial national issues, and this is why the nurses must reject this very insensitive Mahama government for the better. Change is a must. And Paul Kofi Bedu says, it's actually not the campaign, but the U.S. election. No wonder Ghana topped the world to be the first country to Google the U.S. election results. Kwesi Boateng says the campaign has overshadowed it, and I'm not sure the president is aware. His usual mantra, the only language this very government understands best is strike, and since my wife is a nurse and the government owes her 9-month salary, I support it. Anum says, it is said, he whose house is on fire, don't waste time to argue, but in Ghana's case, it is the opposite in election years. And Ben for Richmond says, I don't see the reason behind their strike at this time. If this is blackmail to get what they want, it's a joke. Wait until next year. And this problem is getting out of hand. Authorities should come to arrest the situation. That's Ismail. And Andrew Akwete says no. Now some journalists are collecting bribes from some political parties to paint the government black.
Yeah, I'm not sure he has proof of that one as well. But let's go on WhatsApp and see what people are saying to us here. And let's start with the messages and now trickling in. So the nurses have been disrespected for far too long. I think that government needs to do something about their cases from Kwame. And someone says, Miss G, didn't answer the virginity question yesterday. Yesterday is far gone. Today is another day. Okay. And Mahama should build more affordable homes because more Ghanaians will be coming home. This is from Raouf and Tamale. Nurses, don't worry. Give them 5. They will solve it all. And Raouf Tamale sends that as well. They are very welcoming to the raise, as they have always done. They would only add to the numbers. There is no way they will secure more votes than sports ballots. It's a third time win for the NDC and a retirement for Nana Akufo-Addo, JM Twaso, Berima Kubaji censors that one. All right, let's move on. And Americans have decided they trumped Clinton. There was a general expectation that the former First Lady Hillary Clinton would win the November 8th election without difficulty, but many people, including prophets who predicted a win for Clinton, were disappointed. So what went wrong? Is it prophecy and polls gone wrong?
Well, our prophets nowadays, you can't even really trust them. Some of them are just like, let's say, they're the true cha-cha. They predict, and when it comes true, you'll be like, oh yes, I said it. Now, have you realized that TV Joshua has cleared that prophecy from his page? Did you see that online? So I didn't really listen to those prophecies because I know how some of these prophecies go. They just throw it in the air and they don't even go straight to the point. They leave it hanging so that when it goes the other way, they will come and say, oh, this was what I was saying.
But prophecies in the past went right. What about this time?
Oh, just like predicting Lotto. You can predict Lotto for like 10 years and then for once it will go through. And when it comes, oh yes, I predicted it and it came to pass. So it's just like those kind of prophecies that pastors have given.
So, and the other prophets who made prophecies that Clinton is going to win, well, let's say the Bible even says that during the end times a lot of prophecies will come, but not all of them will come true. So I think this is one of them.
It comes to prophets prophesying. Right now in this era that we find ourselves in, it's quite difficult to believe a prophecy because we've had experiences from prophets, especially some particular prophets who have predicted something or prophesied and they didn't really come to pass. So right now when someone prophesies and doesn't come to pass, well, I would say it's normal for us. We take it as it is.
All right, so as you can see, I have a brand new toy here. Bayer Jeremiah says, where are the political scientists? I'm happy that Trump won the election. Trump said America must work again. Trump said make America great again. Trump said no illegal immigration into America. People said Trump is arrogant. And Eliasu Haruna says the wind of change that blew in America will surely blow in Ghana that will propel Nana Ado's victory. Against all odds, the Republican nominee Donald Trump was victorious. Inshallah, Nana Ado most vilified NPP candidate shall equally be victorious. Change we must. Paul says the vote were cast on issues the Americans believe passionately in the promises of Trump, hence he won aside the personal attack on him, branding him to be divisive, arrogant, etc. Similarly, Nana is going to replicate same come December 7. Ismail says, yes, so I equally expected that those who prophesied winning for a certain candidate actually failed. It's high time their congregants advised themselves. No wonder Matthew 24:24 has their answer. And Yeboah Bosomchi says, election is not about prophecy. When voters are fed up with you, you're doomed. A particular party to win 3 consecutive terms don't happen easily. In Ghana, for example, the people are fed up and the prophets have learned psychology too.
Well, you know that Prophet TB Joshua of Nigeria, a few days ago had posted on his verified Facebook account that he saw in some revelation he had that a woman was going to win the elections in the US. After the results, he's deleted that post.
Okay, so yes, there was a story suggesting that he had deleted that post. It turns out that he hasn't actually deleted that post, and I'll try and
get to his Facebook page, because I tried earlier in the day.
I checked earlier in the day, and it had not been deleted.
Okay.
I hope we can get to
check and see, because later when I checked, I think I saw the story again on Bella Niger, and even on the BBC.
Yeah, I saw
that.
I saw it on the BBC.
Okay.
So I tweeted it. It was after I tweeted it, my attention was drawn to the fact that
the story is still there.
But you read.
Let me read some of the messages we have on WhatsApp now. He says, Miss G, whether you joined the MPP propaganda against the NDC, JM was still winning 2016. I don't know what I've done, but God has his own way of doing things. If it doesn't go right, it will surely go left. Ghanaians too, they talk. Richard from Hohe. And also Schiffman Atonso says, I am happy for the 7. Okay, you're talking about the elections. Now he says the Americans knew what they want to make America work again in silence. Change is blowing everywhere. That's what you think. And what is, it says change, change, change. So all Ghanaians who are waiting for change, as the U.S. has done theirs, our time is up and we have less than 1 month to do so. The balloting we've been waiting for a long time is out, and it's our duty to educate our mothers, fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers to vote for number 5. Okay, that's what you were saying. That's Stephen K. Owusu. Some of the pastors talk too much. From K, you didn't add where you're sending this from. And says, Abdullahi says, Reverend Owusu Bempa said Clinton will win, but I hear that he actually didn't say so. He said that he wasn't sure or whatever, but I'm sure I hear he didn't say so. But we don't want JM anymore. Somebody is sending to us, but you know, you've got the post now.
Yes,
it's still there. Okay, so it's still there.
Right, so there it is.
Is that his verified account? Okay, that's the
is.
TV Joshua Ministries. Okay.
Yeah, so it's still there. TV Joshua's Prophecy on the American election, Sunday, November 6, 20. The 10 days ago, blah, blah, blah. By the way, in order not to keep you in suspense, what I frankly saw is a woman.
And
so
people have been making a joke
there.
out of this that, oh, Trump has got enough hair, so Trump is a woman. But that's just to make this one very light, no. But I don't know how TV Joshua feels now. But I'm thinking maybe sometimes prophecies do go wrong.
Well, yeah, prophecies do go wrong.
But in that case, did God tell a lie? Or he didn't see well?
No, God
just
does.
like Apriku, my daughter.
God doesn't lie.
You remember that one, Apriku, my daughter?
Oh, yeah, I recall
so,
that
you
one.
know, I don't know what happened this time around.
Anyway, so what's going to be happening now? I mean, moving away from the predictions and all that, what's going to be happening now in our election is that, or in the campaign, is that now that the parties know where the positions are, they're going to be campaigning on that. So they're going to tell you, the NDC, for instance, is number 3, I believe, and so the NDC is going to say that when you go, look for number 3 on the ballot, and you know, thumb
just like somebody sent a message that the MPP is number 5,
yeah,
and so people should look out for number 5. Okay, and the confusion people are thinking
and then
is that
Jacob was saying, "Boy, I can actually go and say
number 7." Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. But people are concerned about the proximity of the NDP and the NDC. And the fact that the colors
could be problematic. Apart from the colors, when they see Nana Kunedu Ajumaroyans, who is a known face in the NDC, and they see John Mahama as well, then they're not sure,
maybe the president and his vice.
And which one should I vote for? And you never know. I mean, so it could be problematic for them. But Ivor Green Street is number 1. So you could also say
Estroho. So it's working for a lot of people then. Anyway, so I'm sure that, can we take the tweets now, the celebrities in the United States of America? Let's see some of the tweets that they posted after. The ones, you know, I've been waiting to see what Jay-Z or Beyonce will say. But
right, so this one is the John Legend one.
Yes,
I feel like America just sent in our tuition check for Trump University.
And I'm still waiting to see what Beyonce and her husband Jay-Z will have to say. But this one also says, in a room full of hope will
Who's
be...
this one to?
I think that, I can't see who what the handle, or who owns the handle, but the person talks about Black Lives Mattering and stand up for kindness, equality, love, and nothing will stop us. That's what this tweet is saying. And she says, the world will never be the same. I feel sad for the young. I will never be more, will never be more than the toilet I have used as a symbol for him. You can't polish. Wow. These are very harsh words. And Kevin Hart says, God wouldn't put anything on us that he didn't think we could handle.
Yeah.
Hashtag truth, hashtag live, love, and laugh. Some people are trying to console themselves. And Khloe Kardashian says, history in a bad way. You guys must open up your minds. But I've actually seen Okogan, who is in favor of Trump, congratulating him. So this is Katy Perry, and she says, do not sit still, do not weep, move. We are not a nation that will let hate lead us. We will never be silenced. Hashtag love Trump's hate. Power to the people. And she says, rise up. And amazingly, our own Fused ODG also tweeted.
Okay.
And he refers to Donald as a bully who has been voted into power. He wasn't too amused about him, being elected. And he says the Americans should be ashamed of himself to have voted Donald Trump. So that's Fuse's post. He says, strangest presidential speech. The man had nothing to say. He just gave some shout outs. Okay, it's gone. So this is Yvonne Okoro. She says, my sister said she now understands why Wiz Khalifa said he can't wait to be in Ghana. Welcome home, Kweku Wisdom Khalifa. Unbelievable. America, Ayiko, shaking my head. That's from Yvonne Okoro. So here in Ghana as well, I know that Sarkodie has also tweeted. That's from Van Vika. I have been up all night following the American elections. If wishes were horses, anyways. Congratulations, America. And hashtag YGF. Okay, so that's it for some of our celebrities tweeting about how they feel about the results of the United States elections.
Right, so I think that it's the FBI letter. That's Jamie, that corny guy. Anyway.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. I think that was what did the election.
Oh, so now we can, the female, we're all waiting to say, oh, now we have a female president. So, one day,
Not now.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe you can get to, inspire Michelle Obama to run.
Oh, Michelle,
in
please.
4 years.
Please go rest.
That's it. Thank you very much, Ms. G, for bringing us Journey to Interactive and Entertainment earlier. And that's it. My name is Sujola. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.